So I've been asked before about the setup when it comes to these podcast recordings, and literally the only thing that I'm doing is talking into my iPhone. Or I'll go for a walk and listen with headphones. And I like that vibe because I think it's just more authentic and it's like I'm talking to a friend. But the only downside about these recordings or just like the podcast in general is that I don't get feedback directly through like Spotify or Apple. So if you are enjoying these podcast recordings or these videos on YouTube or whatever, just DM me on Instagram at Presence of Being. And if you're interested in hearing me talk about something, whether I've mentioned it on the TikTok videos or not, just DM me and let me know, and I'd be more than happy to talk about it. I respond to all of my DMs, so if you DM me on Instagram, I'll get back to you and maybe I'll make a video. But we're approaching 1,000 followers on the podcast, so thank you for everyone who's listening and following and just being a part of the Presence of Being community. It truly means the world to me. The recording that I wanted to make today is based on a TED Talk video that I saw from Peter Sage, which is called How to Eliminate Self-Doubt Forever and the Power of Your Unconscious Mind. And I'm going to link the video in the YouTube or in the podcast somewhere in the description, so you can go check it out. It's about 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes long. And I want to talk about self-doubt because I think it's something that we all face. If you're interested in growth, if you're interested in getting better, doubt is going to creep in. It's something that affects all of us in some way, shape, or form. And I think coming up with strategies and ways to overcome that self-doubt so we can continue to move forward towards our goals, it's only going to benefit us. The reality is it affects everybody. It sucks. It's shit. But learning to be on your own team, cheering for yourself, being your own cheerleader is so important. And if you succumb to self-doubt consistently, you'll literally stop doing what it is you want to do. If you're working towards a certain goal or you have an image in your head of what it is you want to be or what it is you want to build, people stop because they're so consumed with self-doubt. And if we can do anything to prevent that so we can continue to do what we're passionate about and create the things that we want to create and build the things that we wish existed in the world and just become the best version of yourself, overcoming that self-doubt is so key, and I want to talk about it in this recording. So like I said, I'm going to link the video, the TED Talk video, somewhere in this podcast or on the YouTube. But one of the things that really stood out to me that Peter Sage said in the video is people will never rise above the opinion of themselves. The opinion that you have of you and the standard that you set for yourself, the way that you perceive yourself, you could say your self-concept, is literally going to dictate how you show up in the world. Uncertainty and unpredictable things are going to happen in life. But again, learning to be on your own side, learning to be on your own team, and being able to withstand that self-doubt will set you up in the long run. And one of the major reasons why I think people suffer with self-doubt is because they're in an environment that doesn't stimulate growth. And they're putting themselves in environments that elicit self-doubt. If you're hanging around people and choosing to be around people who think negatively and don't appreciate the importance of self-growth or consume crap, then you're going to be directly affected by that. If you're around people who all they do is thinking about growth, they're thinking about building incredible things, they talk positively, they want to help other people, and they care about their fitness and their spirituality and their mentality, then you're going to be directly impacted by that also. The kind of people who you follow, the kind of content that you're consuming, all accounts for your environment. And as he talks about in the video, your environment is going to dictate your body's response. Your body is going to adapt to the environment that you're in. Choosing and actively being like a participant in your self-growth by making a decision to do things or to not do certain things, it's going to impact the way that you show up in the world and your ability to withstand the doubt that inevitably can creep in as you're pursuing your goals. Nobody is perfect. The people who you see online who seemingly have their life all together and they're living this incredible life, They also have hardship. They also go through struggle and difficulty, and they also sometimes succumb to self-doubt. It's just natural. Not everything is this constant high. You're going to face lows, you're going to face highs. Appreciating the lows and understanding that there's growth in the lows is going to enable you to get better and appreciate everything that you go through and just be grateful for everything. But self-doubt is going to happen. Learning to not attach yourself to the negative thoughts and the negative thought patterns. Learning to not attach yourself to your self-doubt because you know where you're going, you know who you are, and you're actually taking an active role in becoming better is what is really important. If you make yourself a priority and you do things that you know is going to benefit you, benefit your mindset, benefit your overall well-being, then you are going to be able to keep your center and be laser focused on the things that are going to benefit you. When you see yourself as the main character of your life and you realize that the things that you focus on, your perception, the way that you view yourself is going to literally make a difference in your experience of the world, like you're going to be intentional about everything. You're going to be intentional about the foods that you're eating. You're going to be intentional about the people who you spend time with. You're going to be intentional about the kind of things that you're giving your energy to. And when overall you make yourself a priority, like I said, you're going to be able to withstand self-doubt because you have a stack of evidence and proof from all the work that you've put in that you are actually who you say you are. When you genuinely have proof and you see yourself improving in different areas, the way that you carry yourself changes, the way that you look at yourself in the mirror changes in a positive way, you're going to be able to withstand that self-doubt because you have evidence that you are improving and getting better. People affirm to themselves, but that affirmation isn't going to make a difference if you don't deeply resonate with it and it doesn't make a shift in who you genuinely see yourself to be. Instead of having your affirmations be black and white, you can affirm to yourself, every single day I wake up with the intention of improving or getting better in this specific area. Make your affirmations personalized to you, and you're going to notice things in your environment that confirm that affirmation. So you can confirm it to yourself and notice that you get better. And over time, you're going to stack those wins. And like I said, once you actually have proof in your reality and you notice the way that you feel is different, it's better, self-doubt isn't going to affect you as much because you have proof that you're actually who you see yourself to be, actually who you say you are. That's why when people ask me about affirmations and confirmations and stuff, it's like, genuinely, is it making a difference in how you perceive yourself, in your identity? You can say affirmations in vain, but they're not going to make a difference if you don't genuinely believe it. So make your affirmations personalized and say, every day I'm getting better and better. Every single day I'm gaining more clarity on my vision or purpose. Every single day I'm finding new ways to improve at this or get better at this. And once you actually start noticing improvements in your reality, you're going to say to yourself, wow, that affirmation actually worked. I am who I say I am. And then when you face self-doubt, like we all do, about certain things in our life, or when things start, not going necessarily the way that you planned, or you start facing some sort of resistance, you're going to be like, I can withstand this because I am who I say I am. And I actually am capable of doing this thing because I've done it before. But it all starts with you making yourself a priority and actually putting the work into you. Being conscious about the little things. People overlook their environment all the time, and they think their environment is like where they're genuinely situated. And although that's important, think about the things that you're putting into your body. Are you putting healthy, nutritious things in your body? Because that's going to impact the way that you think. That's going to impact your overall level of energy. Think about the kind of people you're following on social media. Are you unconsciously consuming things that you know are probably not that good for you? Or I guess you don't know that it's not good for you because you're unconscious of it. But are you just like unconsciously following people that aren't good for you? You have more power than you think. Take back your power and be intentional about your life. Like I said, you got to see yourself as the main character in a serious way and write the movie that you wish to be in. You can decide the kind of things that you want to associate with. You can decide the kind of energy that you want to present in a room full of strangers. You can decide how you want to show up in the world and the kind of things that you are going to give your energy to, the kind of people you're going to associate with, the kind of things you're following, the kind of things that you're putting into your body. You can decide. If you hang around a group of people who are negative all the time, you are going to be that next negative person. If you hang around a group of 5 positive people who care about self-development, you are going to be that 6th person who cares about self-development and is positive. Our environment makes a difference, and you're going to be able to overcome that self-doubt when you're intentional and you make yourself a priority. And it's as simple as that. So many people say they care about growth and they have a goal, etc., but they aren't taking like the necessary action, and they don't start with the foundation. And I have a whole other podcast talking about foundation, so go listen to that if you haven't. But it's like you got to get to the root cause and the actual foundation, which is the way that you view yourself and whether or not you are making yourself a priority and whether or not you are being intentional about the small things, the seemingly insignificant things, like your social media following. Like, people don't realize, but the things that you see consistently make a difference in how you see yourself and the energy that you are just carrying with you. Like, if you're consuming crap all day, do you really think you're going to have the energy to go work out? If you're consuming crap all day and hanging around negative people, do you really think that you're going to have the energy to go create something that you're passionate about? You won't have the energy to tap into that passion. If you aren't present, for example, which is, again, very foundational, if you don't take time to be centered within and be still and practice things like meditation, how are you going to be connected to your intuition that's going to enable you to do X, Y, and Z? Do you know what I mean? Like, these are all very foundational things that if you make a priority and focus on, self-doubt, yes, it may come because it's natural. You may doubt things. We may face resistance, but it's like you're going to be able to slice through it and get through it easy because you don't identify with it. You know what you're focused on. You know who you are. You know the kind of energy that you need to be operating from and the energy that you want to operate from. So you're like, I don't need to attach myself and my self-worth to this doubt. Like, it is what it is. I'm cool. I'm good. It may affect me in a small capacity, and that's normal, but I can push through it. I can move through it because I know that I'm focused on me. I'm focused on getting better. I'm focused on being intentional. I'm making myself a priority. I've done all that foundational work, so I'm going to be able to slice through this resistance. I'm going to be able to slice through this self-doubt. And you just don't attach yourself to it anymore. You know you're in alignment. You know where you're going. Self-doubt happens to everybody. It's okay to face resistance. But if you have the ammunition, which is you making yourself a priority and being intentional, you're going to be able to just plow through it easily. If you care about self-growth and you have a goal in mind, or you just want to become better, there's no excuse for not being able to prove in every single facet of your life if you're intentional about the kind of things that I just mentioned. There's unlimited content out there. There's unlimited ways to get better. And when you make that your focus and you're driven, you're going to be able to plow through that resistance and that self-doubt because you have evidence to prove you are who you say you are and you know where you're going. If you don't choose to get better, if you don't choose to write the script for your life and like how you want to show up in the world, somebody else is going to do it for you. Somebody else is going to write that program. Somebody else is going to condition you in a way that suits them. So you need to become intentional and make yourself that main character. You are more than capable of doing the things that you want to do. And by leaning into what makes you unique, figuring out what you're passionate about and pursuing that with everything you got while working on yourself and improving yourself and really shifting your environment in a way that's going to elevate you and elevate your level of energy, self-doubt, you're going to overcome it every single time. Whenever it comes, you can just refocus by letting yourself know, this is who I am. I know what I've done. I know the effort that I've put into working into myself and working on myself, that I can overcome this with ease. And every challenge that you face, you're going to be able to look at the stack of evidence that proves that you are who you say you are because you put the work into yourself. You're just going to be able to overcome it. It's just going to be easy. A new challenge. to get better and improve. That's what you're going to see it as. A new level that you can just get better at and improve upon. Because that's what resistance and challenges really provide us with, an opportunity to get better even more. But it all starts with the foundation. It all starts with your environment, being intentional and making yourself the main character and really putting that energy and attention into you so you can grow, get better, and touch the lives of others in a positive way. You know, you can't control other people and how they react, but you can control what you can control, and by focusing on that, it's going to help you grow also. And really create the things that you want to create and get better and grow and just improve. And that's what this is all about. It won't happen without difficulty. It won't happen without resistance and struggle and sometimes feeling that self-doubt, but it's all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. If everything was all sunshine and rainbows and great and flowers and beautiful things all the time, like, you wouldn't enjoy the process. And you have to sometimes reframe it and remind yourself of that. If you didn't feel anxiety and stress and self-doubt while you were pursuing growth, then nothing would be changing. You wouldn't be growing. Because feeling that discomfort is literally a sign that you are growing. You are in a new environment. Things are unknown. That's what stimulates growth. But it's just about, at least in my opinion, like, working on yourself to such a degree where you know who you are. You know what you're capable of, and you know that by putting that energy and attention into you, you're going to grow and get better and overcome that self-doubt with ease. So hopefully this recording has helped. Let me know, again, what you thought about it. DM me on Instagram at Presence of Being. I respond to every single one of my messages. I don't get a lot of feedback on these recordings. For some reason, I can't see all the time if people like it or not. So just let me know. And I'll continue to make more recordings if people are enjoying them. I'm probably going to make them anyways because they're very therapeutic. And hopefully, if this helps one person, then I feel like I'm doing my job. So let me know what you thought. If you have any recommendations of what kind of style recordings or what kind of topics you want me to talk about, just let me know as well. And yeah, thank you for being part of the Presence of Being community. And I'll see you in the next recording.